Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Bitcoin report for Monday, November the 8th. This is a weekly chart, and I've been in the mindset of going back to the beginning of 209 or wherever it was to recheck this count to the upside. I've seen many different counts, but when I look at them, I haven't really been happy with any of them, so I better go back and do my own. But all we really need to concern ourselves with is this current leg here, from this point to this point, whatever it may be it a wave 4 or wave 2 here, and maybe another even wave 1 up here. I mean, who knows? Let's go. But if we assume that this is wave 1 and 2 here, and we're looking up for blue wave 1 and 2 here, and then 3, 4, 5 the third wave, fourth wave, and fifth wave. As I've mentioned, I've always been happy with Bitcoin being valued from the credit CDS, credit default swap market at 130, so I'll leave it at that. But I can say that coming up to 100,000 here, I mean, for me, this is, when you understand the trading levels, it doesn't really matter what number this is. I mean, for me, this can just be a penny stock at coming up to $1 here. And in a way, that's how I see it, because Bitcoin to me is just waking up. It's just starting, even though it's 10 years old. It's just beginning. You know, this is just the beginning of the whole thing. And, you know, this would be like sort of, you know, all those other big tech stocks in their early days coming up to $1 or $10 or $100. You know, it's all the same thing. So we will vibrate here anywhere from 130 downwards in group 1 here. 10, 20 and 30 is all group 1. So we'll vibrate here for a little while, whatever that may be, but then it's going to not going to take very long to get up to 2 at that point. And we'll just work the levels through all of that. So it'll be, let's just put this in here then, it'll be 10, 20, 30, that will be minor group 1. And then we have, I'll put the 180 there. We can grab this horizontal line here, that will go in at the 150. And then the next major level is 200 here. Now I know that and you should know too, if you've been around the block long enough, that when you're looking at penny stocks, you know, getting to $1, they'll spend some time there, they'll have some big swings, and then going on to $2 and $3. I mean, that's how I see it, you know. But going from, once this is finished, once this correction here is finished, going from 1 to 2 is not going to take a long time. It's going to move pretty quickly, and it'll just be like a stock going from $10 to $20 or $1 to $2. It'll be just like that. And once we get support on top of 130, then we'll pop to 150. We'll get a vibration here, classic trading levels pattern, and then we'll go up to, you know, the 180. There'll be profit taking here at the 180, and then up to there. And the same thing again from 200. We'll do the same thing up to 300. That's, you know, I just see it very simply, you know. I'm just a simple bloke. Anyway, that's that. But this is where we are. Double tops are never the end of the trend, so we're just going higher. So I've had no problems with that. Let's go in and have a bit of a closer look now. So we've got from wave 4 here, if we look at it this way, as wave 1, ABC for wave 2, not a problem. And then moving up for wave 1 here. Now, I know some folks have got wave 4 here and looking at this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then going up 5 and then having a deeper correction here. It's possible, but what I don't like about that is that this wave 2 here pulled back to the 61.8% rather than 38.2%, so that doesn't look good at that point. And also too, this, you know, this market is building. It's not struggling at all, is it? We know there's a flood of money coming in, you know, in whichever, you know, from children to adults, you know, coming into this from, you know, everybody's piling into it. In Australia here, we're one of the 3rd biggest in the world. 17% of people own Bitcoin in Australia, and plus we've got our own ETF, which was launched on Friday. So we're pretty much, you know, all these small countries are, you know, chipping away at it, trying to get a head start. Wave 1 and 2 here, wave 3 here, wave 4 here. If I leave wave 4 there, that would be in line with the other markets. When I say the other markets, we could say Ethereum, we could say all the indexes as well. So if I brought this crypto index here, this is just the top 10. You may have it, you may not, but it'll be the same as the others. So we've got wave 4 here, and we've got wave 1 here, and 2 here, and 3 here, and 4 here, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to finish off here, to get, you know, from that wave 2 to that wave 1. So you can, this is a very nice template here for this. So then we've got Ethereum doing the same as well. Where's Ethereum here? So let's just go back a little step or two here, put it on the 4-hour chart so we can see that. So it's the same thing here with Ethereum. We've got wave 4 here, and then we were looking for a move up. Now wave 4 got a little bit ugly, but not a big deal. Put that there. We've got overlap on this here now, so that's a little bit of an issue going up into, we'll take it to 5,000 because it'll just want to, if it's going to fail, it's going to fail at the 4.8 at that point. But the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 5 go off here. Now, I could also change this as well quite easily. I can't change it on this crypto index here. I can't put wave 4 here because we've got that move down here. So it's probably not the right thing to do, but I was looking, I'm just shooting the breeze here if that's okay, because all the wave structures are pretty simple. I could put this over here and look at this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 up there to get an extra wave structure, and this overlapping here is not such a good thing, but I'll just be conservative. We need to make a move above the top here. I'll just be conservative and say that we need to move up there to finish that, and then we've got our, we hit 5, you know, Ethereum's going to hit 5,000 here, then it's going to you know, it's going to spend some time here. That's the number to trade to. But we can come back to that, and we can come back to this, but it's just nice to see this nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish off here. So if that's only got a short time to finish off there, my question is then, you know, we've got wave 4 over here. We know it's been pretty messy and ugly in here. We know that little move down here could also just be counted as wave 4 and left there like that, you know. Like the other markets have done. You know, if we go to the 4-hour chart and drill in here a little bit, I think it's worth talking about. So we can put this, copy this and put wave 4 there. But within that, if we put that, because I'm really what I'm trying to do here is get the timing right. So that wave 4 and that wave 4 being the same, this is up for wave 1 here and 2 here. I mean, should we put this up here as wave 1 and 2 here? You know, because I was thinking that we could put this here as wave 1 here, and we could copy this, and we could put wave 2 over here for an expanded flat, an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here. And I understand it's not a very nice C wave because it's got that spike in it there as well, which has sort of pushed it out a little bit. But we could look at it as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 finishing off here, a bit philosophical about it. But what I'm trying to do here is get the timing of this top right. The first things first, though, we need to make a move above that. So we'll just be mindful of how this wave 5, this structure here, moves into play, and then we're going to see an ABC pattern over here for that. But getting them all in the right timing is, you know, Ethereum and whoever else. You can see that the index here has got this here, and then if I bring across Ethereum and put it over here, so we've got that wave 4 there. We've already got wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and we're going up for 5. So if we keep wave 4 here, I think we just look for 5 waves here to make a new top, and then we're done. Do you know what I mean? Because this one's going to be done. Unless, because that's overlapping here, we go up for 1, back for 2, up for 1, back for 2, you know, build a stronger case to the upside. So I will be mindful of that as well. But I think that we do need to acknowledge that this move up here, counting this in 5 waves and finishing wherever it may finish here, will be the same for BTC as well. Okay, so yeah, it kind of makes it a bit sort of philosophical when you sort of look at where wave 4 is here, and that would be the same wave 4 here. This has all been a mess. We could count this any particular way that you wanted to. I know that it's just messy, that's all. Yeah, so yeah, I just think we need to be a bit philosophical about this, but I know that at the end of the day, we're pushing for a new high. That's all we need. It doesn't matter how this counts in my mind. We will count 5 waves in here. It's traveling quite nicely. We'll make a new high above here. Once we get up there, it will fold back at that point, and we'll watch these guys do the same as well. Ethereum do the same thing as well there. It's working with 5,000. It's not going anywhere. This isn't 65. It's not as strong as number as 5, but it will have that weight because the 65 is the old high. It's just a medium level compared to a major level, but because it's already treading old ground, then from the old high, it will, do something like this here. So yeah, that's where we're at with all of this, really. So the next buying opportunity really for all of this is, we've been doing day trading stuff or whatever, but and we can trade long here and do all those sorts of things. But for the hodlers and myself, then it'll be this move to the other side here and all up this side where, if you're going to use leverage and things like that, this is if you're into all that, then you'll be on this side over here for that, going into this structure over here. We need to confirm that as well. We need to confirm this corrective move here because let's just say for a moment, just shooting the breeze here, let's just say for a moment that that the folks that have called this here as 1 and 2 here and 3 here and 4 here and going up for 5 here, let's just say that they were right for a moment, and we take this low here and this high here. I'll just take it to the old high here, but it'll be a bit above that. It can pull back down to way back down here for that, So that's a quite a big difference, isn't it, in that regard to that point, compared to, say, I'll take it to close to 68 is good, and then this one here, that brings it down a bit shorter here. That brings it down back down to the 50 at that point as the 61.8%. So that's all possible at that point. We may only come down to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here and move up from that point. And the reason for that is because we're in the third of the third. We've got the third wave here of minor degree, and then we've got the wave 2 of minute degree coming into play as well. So it's at a point in its structure where it's going to move into a very powerful point, be it here. And we'll also have this wave 1 and 2 here. So it'll be the third of the third of the third, and then it will really push off at that point, Anyway, that's just what we're looking at the moment. So all good. I'll just go to the hourly chart here and shoot the breeze here a little bit on this chart. So we're looking for our wave 3 top. We can have a WXY. It's probably a reasonable thing to put that in there, but like I mentioned, I think there's a case for this as well, being still wave 4 here and looking at this in a completely in a different way. But what we need to do is we need to look at this move up here now as we could end up in this triangle pattern as well, but obviously there's going to be the old trend line here is going to knock it back down a little bit, and it's probably wave 1 up there and wave 2 coming back to this consolidation in here for that. That's what I would think off the top of my head, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 a little bit further to move up. So let's just say that pops up there. We've got some sort of corrective move here and then up from that point. I think we'll need to go to the tick chart just to check on that little trend moving up. This trend here. Might just go to 50 ticks and halve that. So we'll just call that wave 1 and 2 to start with. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5. Dodgy as hell. 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 5. So that looks okay. Let's oops a daisy. It's Monday morning here, so just tuning back into the markets, getting the brain to function, get those lazy brain cells going. I wonder if we can look at that as 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, and I don't know, but something close to this. So once that top's in play, wherever it may be here, it will probably fail to get support on group 1. It can trade above, so we're talking 60,000, right? So copy that, put that in. So 60,000 is the closest, largest number. Then we got 1, 2 and 3 here that make up group 1. So we're thinking about, so you can go long next above that high, and you can also go long above that high. You could also pretty much grab those two and go that way as well with all of that, and you could buy that pullback in there as well. I just don't know if I've got that right. I think that's 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks okay. Wave 4, wave 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. A bit dodgy there. It's a bit close, bit of an overlap there. So we'll probably be further up actually. We'll probably go further up. But what I'm thinking is this group 1 here, the 63, would look for a classic trading levels pattern there. And that's where I think it can fail. That's what I'm saying, you know, because if it takes the top out there, then this whole trend's going to keep building to the upside. Let's just have a look at where ETH is on this. This is ETH here, so let's just go to the hourly chart. So we've got this is 1 and 2 and 3. Got that overlap there, which I don't particularly like. It does leave us a bit short. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's probably close as well. Something like that. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. Not a biggie. So tomorrow we'll be looking pretty close to this top here for ETH and Bitcoin and all the indices that you may be looking at in terms of this. I think the other interesting thing, if you don't mind me pointing this out, is the stock market, because if I bring up this is the S&P 500. So well, let's just go back a little bit to the daily chart just for a moment. So for this market, we're also looking for a wave 1 top up here as well, and a pullback for wave 2. So it'll be interesting to see if they tune in with each other, and they do that. I've mentioned this before. So breaking this down into the 4-hour chart for that move to the upside there for wave 1, you can see that we just need a wave 4 and a wave 5 to finish, and then we'll be so Bitcoin may be unfolding in the same pathway as the S&P 500, which is by tech stocks, the NASDAQ, and inside of that, it's Microsoft that is really carrying this particular count. If I can find Microsoft for a second. So, yeah, so Microsoft, we've got 3, 4, and 5 to go here of its move to the upside. So I know that that's sort of way off whack with everything, but this will be in here and here, and we're just looking for one more move here. So it'll be interesting to see how they unfold together, the stock market and this. They won't be far behind each other. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on it. Just, you know, it is what it is, so not a biggie, but yeah. Alrighty, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.